Hi guys.
Hello.
Welcome back to another episode of On to Nothing Reddit edition. We are doing updates only today,
Yes,
which
we are.
everyone's obsessed with updates only.
I don't understand. Did you guys
So-
read all of these stories before us, and now you're ready for the update?
Yeah, well, no.
No, I'm kidding.
There's the
I know,
original
I know.
post and the update.
I know.
Don't worry about it, okay? Okay, the first story is I, 29 male, broke my wife, 28 females, heart. How do I save my marriage? There is a trigger warning, and it's just emotional infidelity, which is crazy because why are you putting that as a trigger
Yeah,
warning?
wait, what?
My wife and I have been married 4 years and together for 6. I love her deeply. However, recently I have developed an infatuation for a woman I work with. I did not cheat and have a strictly work relationship with her. I recognize my feelings as a mere crush, but still felt guilty and needed to talk about it. About 2 months ago, I posted on a forum, not Reddit, about this woman and I found some sympathy. It helped me understand how crushes in a long-term relationship work. A month ago, I came home to my wife having printed my post. She confronted me, and as I was taken by surprise, I didn't really know how to explain myself. I couldn't lie either, so I just apologized to her. She read me my post while crying. I cannot post it entirely here, but basically I said that she was a breath of fresh air and the reason I'm happy to go to work. I wish I could hold her in my arm and know how she smells. I often dream of her. Sometimes I lie down and imagine her in front of me. These were things I was thinking but couldn't say out loud. They were things that could have been written in a diary. They were private thoughts, and I never imagined that my wife would read them. In the end, it is just a fantasy. Ever since that day, my wife has barely spoken to me. She refuses to discuss it and won't look me in the eye, the rare times that she addresses me. She moved into our guest room. She told me she was getting ready to divorce and would file when she has enough money, and that I shouldn't hope, that I am free to pursue that woman. I understand why she's hurt, but it is just an infatuation. It is not comparable to the love and history I have for her. How can I get through to her? She told me she never had feelings for another man and that I betrayed her. She won't stay married to a man who yearns for another woman. I told her I would change jobs, but she just said I'll still dream of her. She is completely closed off. What can I do? I apologize for errors. I'm stressed and not a native English speaker. That was actually finely written, but what would you do if you're like, I mean, even if you weren't married, like, well, you're not married, but if you were just boyfriend and girlfriend, what would you think if you found that post? I fear I would just be like, yeah, you can have her, bye.
I don't know what I would do.
Especially if I saw
been
a
married
creepy post like that. Like, I wish I could smell her. Ew.
Been together for 6 years.
Married for 4.
Here's the thing. I would be like, let's go to therapy.
Why are you laughing at
I
that?
don't know, because it's like, because you were like, I would just leave, but I don't know, like,
If it's, I'm more talking about if it's my boyfriend, because that's the situation that I'm in.
True.
If I was married, I can understand because it's like a marriage is just something that I feel like,
yeah,
I don't know. It's just the way that if I had just known, like, oh, he had a crush, but seeing those words being written by him.
If you saw that and Jack did that, would you just leave? You wouldn't go to therapy or be like, okay, well, something's wrong with you.
Well, I would talk to him and be like,
are you good?
It would just be really hard for me to stop thinking about because, like, usually when something big happens like that, I tend to overthink a lot and, like, chronically. So I know myself and I know that it would be really hard to, like, I only just recently got over the fact that we broke up 3 years ago.
I know, true.
Like, I would bring it up all the time and be like, well, you broke up with me 3 years ago.
No, but as you should.
Yeah. And it's like that. I don't know. That's just how I am. I really find it hard to stop holding grudges when someone does something like large.
Yeah, I think like the only way through that is literally going to therapy together.
Yeah.
Like there's no getting through that just yapping together.
If he was like, if I went to him and I was like, what the fuck is this? And he was like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. Like, I thought that was just going to be private. I didn't think you would ever see that. Let's go to therapy. I would be like, okay, I'll give you a chance to
Right.
go to therapy, but then if that didn't work, yeah, I'd be done.
It's what it's not alarming that he like I mean it is
Has a
alarming.
crush.
Right. That it's alarming that he's like a breath of fresh air, okay. Reason I'm
Whatever,
happy to go
yeah.
to work, okay. Wish I could hold her in my arms and know how she
Right.
smells.
Right. I often dream of her.
Often dream of her, okay, you're with her every day.
And you're not like in charge of your dreams.
Right,
I dream
but-
of people I don't want to dream about all the
Yeah.
time.
Sometimes I lie down and imagine her in front of me. Okay, well, what do you mean? In front of you, she's just standing there?
Yeah.
You're just like,
like, or
And
is
she's
she
just-
riding your pee-pee or
just like
what?
like, what is she doing? I don't understand.
Yeah, I don't know either.
So that part is weird, but the writing it and posting it on Reddit is what makes this weird to me.
It's weird.
Because you are a grown man.
It means that,
Sorry.
like, I guess when you have a crush on someone and you see them every day, it's a lot harder to get over that crush. Whereas, like,
Yeah.
I feel like if you had a crush on someone that you met and then, like, you didn't see them for a while, you would stop having a crush on them. You know what I mean?
Right.
But, like, he has to see her every single day. So it makes sense that, like, it's something that's hard to get over. But I feel like if that were me, if I had a crush on someone that I worked with and I, like, couldn't stop thinking about them, I would never, ever, ever, and this is just me, say it out loud or even admit it to myself.
No.
Because that makes it so much more real. I would just think it in my head and be like, okay, girl, you need to chill the fuck out.
Yeah.
And then wait until...
And then it goes away.
Yeah, and then it goes away. Because, like, I'm not feeding into it.
Because sometimes you just have, like, a good... Not a good connection, but you just have, like, a good... a good connection with
good connections
someone.
with people for the rest of your life.
Right.
You're never gonna you're not gonna go the rest of your life not meeting someone that you click with.
Right.
Even
that
if
doesn't
they're
mean
the
that you
opposite
need
sex.
to like fucking write a whole Reddit post about how you want to
Suck
how
on
you
her
how you
toes.
lay down and she's standing in front of you.
Yeah,
Because
like,
that's crazy.
That is crazy. Some of the relevant comments that they included in this post is, so have you gotten a new job yet? What have you done to show your wife that you're serious about your marriage and that she's the only one that matters to you? And OP said, she won't let me talk to her or touch her. Sometimes she will leave the room when I come in. She's like a wall. I tried buying her favorite flowers and wrote a card, but she didn't take them. I'm invisible to her. I was looking for jobs when I informed her I would change jobs to avoid the woman, but she told me not to bother as she was leaving anyways. In this economy, I cannot easily risk being unemployed, especially if I will end up divorced. So you're saying that you'll only leave your job if she gives you a chance.
I'm sorry, but you only bought her flowers and
You
wrote
brought
her
her
a card.
flowers in a card.
You better be bringing her flowers every day for the rest of your
97 roses every
life.
day.
And a chocolate every day and giving her a foot massage
Mhm.
and telling her you love her, cooking her dinner, cooking her breakfast, making her coffee, making her lunch, literally kissing the floor
Mhm.
that she walks on.
Yeah, I mean, girl, you got to try a
That's
lot harder
crazy.
than that.
I bought her flowers.
And she didn't take them. Of course she didn't take them.
Of course she didn't. You keep buying them until she freaking does, brother.
Like, I need you to actually show proof that you're not going to be talking to this girl or working with her anymore. The least you could do is try to apply to jobs and see if you can get a new job. And then if you do get a new job, great. Then you can show your wife that you're serious about
Right.
the fact. And it just seems like it's like, only under the condition that you stay with me will I get a new job. But otherwise, if you leave me, I want this girl to be backup. Like, I want to pursue her after you leave me or something. I don't know. That's what it's giving. But this person said, there's an innocent crush and then there's wanting something to happen between the two of you. Your wife knows this. Everybody knows this. And you should know this. You wanted to hold your coworker in your arms, etc., etc. It's not the fact that you have a crush on someone. It happens naturally and is human nature. Right. It's the fact that you have a crush and wanted things to happen between you two. And that's what broke your wife's heart. Also, in the first place, if you wanted to keep your thoughts private, you shouldn't have posted it on the internet. So true. And don't even say it out loud. Don't even tell anyone about it. Because what you don't say, like, won't become reality.
Right.
And at least no one can hold it against you except yourself. And even if you're going to go crazy about it, at least you go crazy and then your wife never finds out because you kept it to yourself.
Right, or like talk to your best friend that has no connection to your wife. Like, you know, Like,
Yeah.
that would never just be talking to your wife outside of you being with her.
Yeah.
Like, talk to that person and be like, oh my God, I have like this weird crush on my coworker.
Like, what do I do? And then they'll
Right.
bring you back down to earth.
Exactly. Don't post on frickin' Reddit, brother.
Crazy. Okay.
That's
There's
nuts.
an update 5 months later. I had forgotten about this post and I'm back to update. So maybe seeing my stupidity could prevent someone else from making the same mistakes. I cringe when I read today what I wrote months ago, and it seems ridiculous to me that I could have felt this way about another woman. I wrote that I would imagine my former coworker while lying in bed, but in the end, when my wife stopped acknowledging my existence, waking up without seeing her face was just absolute torture. I really took all I had for granted until I almost lost it. So, I took some of the advices and decided to court my wife again the hardest I could. Of course, the first step was looking for another job, and it took me a month, but I managed to find a similar position in another enterprise. I did what was suggested of taking over every chore, and she stopped ignoring me, but would simply stare at me with some kind of hostility and go on with her life. I tried flowers, but she would leave them to die. My wife dominant my wife's dominant love language is physical, but I wouldn't dare try touching her, so I went for telling her. I somehow realized it was really the content of what I wrote about the other woman, which obviously, when you are deep in a crush, it's amplified. That really hurt her. I tried engaging in her conversations so we could talk about what was happening to us, but more importantly, what I did to her. But she remained closed off. And so I started writing her letters and would leave them under her pillow. At first, I apologized for everything, for writing the post, for not putting an end to the crush faster, for making her feel like another woman could hold a higher place of importance to me, and for not taking the initiative to change jobs earlier, for making her life hard by creating this situation which ended in her sleeping in the guest room of her own house, for making her cry and causing stress to her. Then I wrote her love letters, telling her how much I loved her, how the crush couldn't compare to the deep love I have for her. I was chewed for saying I loved her because of our history in my last post, but I was misunderstood. I meant that the love I have for her has gotten stronger with time. 5 years ago, I loved her, but wouldn't have given her one of my organs if she needed, for example, while now I would without hesitation. Our history is what caused the attachment to grow stronger, therefore, no random crush could override that. I was awed in front of my crush and wrote sappy things about her, but in the end, I do not know this woman on a personal level, while I have seen the worst of my wife, and love remains. And love still remains. I told her how beautiful she was and how impressed and proud I was with her development as a person since we have met. How grateful I was for her presence in my life and every single thing I was thankful for that she did and enhanced my life. How much I needed her and missed hearing her tell me how her day went, laughed at my bad jokes, and basically just missed hearing the sound of her voice. This is a small sample, but it must have taken a good 3 weeks of daily letters until she even answered me back. She answered with a letter of her own telling me how much I have hurt her with my crush, how I made her feel invisible next to that woman, how I never told her such loving words until the letters, how much she hated me, but also how she loved me and missed me too. Her letter allowed me to feel her vulnerability. After reading it, I cried and went to see her. We locked eyes, she cried, and we held each other for a long time. She started talking to me again, and then she softened. Honestly, the possibility of the marriage ending just like that scared the both of us. As of today, we are, to my surprise, mostly back to normal, and actually, I feel closer to her. We continue with the letters, which have helped increasing our emotional intimacy. I make an effort to tell and show her my love. I am very grateful that she has given me a second chance, and even more so that she has decided to put the crush behind us. We had maybe 2 fights since, but she hasn't brought it up and doesn't punish me. It really wasn't the crush on itself, but how I went about it and the lack of affection from my part in comparison. Maybe I am being optimistic here, but I truly think we are going to get through this. We will be going to couples counseling after our vacation just to make sure things are really settled between us. Slay.
I mean, good for them.
I mean, yeah, that's what you should have been doing. I'm not really sure why he had to have the advice of people on Reddit tell him that he needed to court his wife to get her back.
Yeah, I don't know.
You were just
that
like,
was my first.
yeah, that's your first
instinct.
instinct, you immediately are like, well, let me do everything I possibly can to get this person back if I love them and I don't want them
Right.
to leave me.
Yeah.
And he's just like, I got her flowers in the card. How did that not make her want me back?
Like, ew. I would throw up. I would throw the flowers
That
at
kind
your
of
head.
shows who he probably was in a relationship previous to that as well.
Yeah.
And it's like, you probably weren't very affectionate to begin with, which made it easier for your wife to be like, well, how could he be saying all these things about this girl, but then he doesn't even give me like a happy, affectionate relationship? And so what's the point?
Mm-hmm. I agree.
Like, I would be pissed. I'd be like, you literally have never said anything that nice about me or that you think about me all the time. Like, you're just saying that about some random fucking girl on the internet forum.
Yeah, you freaking want to smell her?
That's scary. Thank God he's fucking, like, I guess some people really need Reddit to tell them what to do.
Yeah, some people just do not have brains in there.
Some of the comments that they included, it's nice how hard you're trying. The thing you need to continue to work on is not stopping this once you have her completely back. For me, I would never get over what you said. I would have filed for divorce immediately. I'm glad things are working out for you, though. And OP said, thank you. I do not plan on stopping. I realized I wasn't putting enough work into my marriage before. Yeah, buddy, save the letters. And when you have the fight or you forget how much you love her, you break that shit out and remind yourself. I would kill or die to see my late wife again for even 1 second. Treasure her and don't fuck up again. That's so sad.
God damn. What the heck?
Yeah, don't stop, because that's like the worst thing is, I mean, obviously at some point your relationship, it does like kind of die down, and then you have to like be very intentional about acting, you know, because after like a while of being with someone, you just get so used to it, and then it's like not the super exciting, but you can like make it like that again. You can be intentional about it and like go on dates and get out of that phase. It's just, it takes effort from both ends.
Yeah.
And obviously if you were together for 6 years and also married, then you have to put in effort.
Definitely.
Like, you have to force yourself to be, I don't know, affectionate and
it's
loving.
also kind of, it sucks that they had to go through this, but it sounds like it was a positive thing.
Yeah.
In the end.
And at least it was just like him having a crush and not.
Yeah.
He didn't even cheat. He didn't even emotionally cheat. Like, he didn't even have an emotional affair. He just had thoughts.
Right, which she would have never known about had he not posted on Reddit.
I know.
Part of me, like, if I was that girl, like, now, I'd be like, wow, like, I'm glad I snooped.
Oh, yeah, same.
Because look how much better we're going to be. Like,
because now he's actually going to try in our marriage, whereas before he wasn't even trying.
Okay, the title of the next one is, Am I the asshole for not letting my dad walk me down the aisle after he cheated on my mom? Trigger warning, infidelity, emotional manipulation. I love these trigger warnings.
I know. The best of Redditor ones are always crazy.
That is so crazy.
It's like, what?
Trigger warning is a human. Like, what?
Trigger warning is a man.
Yeah, actually. Okay. I'm getting married in a few months. Planning has been mostly smooth except for one really emotional decision I made. I told my dad he won't be walking me down the aisle. And now it feels like half the family thinks I've declared war. Some context. My parents were married for over 25 years. When I was 22, my dad cheated on my mom with a woman from his office, someone only a few years older than me. He didn't confess. Few years older than you? Holy shit. My mom, sorry. My mom found out after seeing some sketchy messages on the iPad they shared. Everything blew up. Divorce, a messy fallout. My mom was devastated. She'd been a stay-at-home mom most of their marriage and had to start over in her 50s. I was crushed. My dad had always been my hero growing up, the classic hardworking, dependable, dad joke kind of guy. But after what he did, I saw a whole new side of him. He tried to justify it by saying the marriage had been emotionally over for years and that he just wanted to be happy. That hurt more than the cheating. He seemed so detached from the pain he caused. Even after the divorce, he moved on quickly, started a new life with his girlfriend, and acted like everything was normal. Meanwhile, I watched my mom spiral for years, trying to rebuild. I was there for her. She leaned on me a lot, and now, years later, she's stronger, happy even, but that time left a permanent mark. So when I started planning my wedding, I knew immediately I didn't want my dad walking me down the aisle. It felt wrong. That role in my mind should have been held by someone who protected our family, not someone who blew it up. I love my dad, but I haven't fully forgiven him. I'm polite when we see each other, and I included him in my wedding as a guest, but I asked my older brother to walk me instead. He was my rock through all of it. When I told my dad, he was shocked. He said he was hurt, that it was always his dream to give me away, that I was punishing him for something in the past. He said he's still my father and nothing changes that. Now, my stepmom, the woman he cheated with, is furious. She told me I'm being cruel and disrespectful and trying to rewrite history. A few cousins have said I should let it go, that it was years ago and he's still my dad. Even my grandma said she was disappointed in me, but my mom, she cried when I told her about my decision. Not because she was happy he's excluded, but because she felt seen. She told me she didn't expect anything, but knowing I remembered what she went through meant everything. So here I am wondering if I'm holding a grudge or if I'm just setting a boundary. I don't want to make my wedding about old wounds, but I also can't pretend those wounds don't exist. Am I the asshole? No.
Also, can your stepmom shut the fuck up?
Yeah, ew.
I'd be like, girl, you can actually...
Is that the girl he cheated with?
Yes.
Oh, I would beat her bitch. I would beat that bitch with a bat. Boom.
I would literally beat her ass. Like, don't involve yourself, you little fucking...
I wouldn't even
home-wrecking
invite
whore.
my dad.
You
Uninvited.
You wouldn't invite your dad?
No. Not if he did that.
It just, like, depends
Ew.
how... I mean, whatever. Like, it depends how you rebuild your relationship and how you feel about him. But obviously, like, she felt fine inviting him, but why would he expect to be walking her down the aisle?
The crazy thing is that he, like, wants everyone to what? Love him unconditionally and, like, be there for him. Why? You left.
And you literally
You
cheated.
You cheated? Okay. But the way that you acted after the cheating is really what's most important.
So
of the cheating.
nonchalant and, like...
And just being like, bye, going to live with my new girlfriend.
Yeah, starting a new family and just being like, okay, well, I just ruined that girl's life, but whatever.
Bye, peace, bitch.
And she's, like, so young.
Her parents
She's
were
only
married
a couple
for
years
over...
older than me, and she's telling me that I am being cruel. I'm actually fist fighting her. Like, we are going in the boxing ring, and I'm fist fighting her. She's only a couple years older than her.
Are we sure this is the same person? Because she doesn't explicitly
My
say...
stepmom, the woman he cheated with.
Oh. Whoopsies.
Yeah.
That's crazy, girl. When
Like,
I was 22. So that means this woman...
is like was 25.
25. And his parents, this girl's parents, had been married for 25 years. And he said, mwah, bye, girl. No, I would kill my dad.
I would be pissed at my dad. I wonder how long, like, I want to know how long it's been since he cheated and this went down. You know?
When I was 22.
But how old is she now? And getting, like, married? Because it doesn't say. Which I needs to know. I actually... And it's your wedding. It's your decision. You make the decision about who walks you down the aisle. If you want your brother to do it, your dad can suck it the fuck up.
Yeah.
Like...
I would imagine it has been a few years.
Mm-hmm.
Because...
Like
22 is pretty young to be getting married. Don't make me say it again.
Yeah,
That's all I ever say.
And they're married and stuff, so it had to have been a little bit.
Yeah. My mom spiraled for years.
Yeah, that's so sad too.
Years later, she's stronger, happy, blah, blah, blah. Okay. Some of the top comments from that original post. Your stepmother has the nerves to call you cruel. Ignore that woman and do what brings you peace. Your father is an asshole.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, seeing how my mother struggled all these years makes me want to slap her really hard. Her soul leaves her body.
Actually,
someone said, I'm going to hell for this, but not the asshole. You're really within your right to make that choice, and it's not cruel. Why are you going to hell?
Why are you going
It's
to hell?
about setting boundaries for your own peace of mind. You should focus on what feels right for you and maybe have a heartfelt conversation with your dad to explain why it matters to you without reopening old wounds. T.
Open old wounds. I don't give a fuck.
Honestly, open the wound and scratch around in there.
Slice it up.
Open the wound with a rusted knife.
Right, like,
With a fork.
why do you deserve to just have the history put behind you? If I'm not like fully forgiven you yet, I don't have to fully forgive you.
No, I'm not. Not after you cheated. If you cheated on my mom and you were like apologetic and were like, "Oh my god, I'm so sorry I did that. I feel so horrible. Like I can't believe it. That's crazy. Oh no, what did I do?" Okay, then maybe you could walk me down the aisle, but not cheating on my mom and then going, "Bye.
Like
I'm
tossing
marrying
her to
this
the
whore."
side like she's in a fucking bag of Arby's on the side of the road.
I genuinely would
I'd be pissed.
murder. Okay, here's the update. Hi again. I honestly didn't expect this post to get much attention, but I've read through the responses. Thank you to everyone who shared their thoughts, and I wanted to give a quick update. You could see the original post on my profile. The wedding is still about a few months away, and yeah, things have escalated. After I told my dad that I didn't want him to walk me down the aisle, he acted calm at first. He said he was hurt but respected my decision. That lasted about a day. Then he started texting me passive aggressively. Stuff like I hope you enjoy your big day with people who didn't raise you, and guess your mom's still feeding you her version of things. I didn't respond. He called me selfish and said I was punishing him for something that had nothing to do with our relationship. I told him it had everything to do with how I saw trust and family, and that this moment was about me feeling safe and supported, not about his image or closure. The real kicker came when my aunt, his sister, messaged me basically guilt tripping me to let him have this one moment. She said I was going to humiliate him in front of everyone. That word humiliate really stuck with me because that's how this is being framed now. Not as me setting a boundary, but as me trying to publicly shame him. And it's not true. I didn't post anything about it. I didn't tell anyone but immediate family. It was him who told the extended family and started spinning it into a pity party. My mom has stayed out of it, which I appreciate. She just keeps telling me to do what feels right and not let the drama seal the moment. At this point, I'm honestly considering asking him not to come at all. Not out of spite, just because I don't know if I can handle the emotional weight of having him there, especially if he's going to sulk or make it about himself. I hate that this is overshadowing everything. I was so excited about the wedding, and now I feel like I'm managing emotional landmines every day. I still don't feel bad for not letting him walk me down the aisle. I just wish it didn't have to turn into this whole mess. Anyway, that's where things stand for now. I'll post a final update after the wedding, assuming I survive the next 2 weeks of family politics. Thanks again to everyone who helped me think this through.
Okay, that would make me just uninvite everyone. You're uninvited.
Yeah, it's actually, weddings are so annoying. Why is everyone making it about themselves? It's not about you. It's not about the pasta. Like, it's not about that. It's about these two people getting married. And if they don't want to deal with your fucking annoying, rude ass, then they don't have to.
And he's definitely just so concerned that, like, people are going to be like, oh, why isn't her dad walking her down the aisle?
She should have had her mom walk her down the aisle.
Honestly, she should have.
Now she should change it. I know this is old, but
I would be spiteful. Like, I would be like, yeah, you can't come because you're making this all about you. You're stressing me out before my wedding. And this wedding is about me. And you should be concerned about what makes me happy, especially on my wedding.
Deadass.
And you're making it all about yourself, going and telling all the family members and throwing a little pity party. And, like, your sister messaging me, like, my aunt messaging me would be the last straw.
Hold on. Because if my brother was married for 25 years and cheated on his wife with some fucking skank, I would be on his kid's side 100%. I would say, honey, uninvite that man from your wedding. Do not even talk to that man.
You reap what you sow.
Yeah.
You don't get to have nice things
like,
if you do shitty stuff to people.
Are you dead ass? I'd smack my brother in the head.
Same.
Huh?
I would be like, what is wrong with you?
You are married to a baby child.
And also, what's with him being like, Your mother's telling you her version of things.
This
What,
girl
you
was
cheated and with a younger girl, and then you got married to her.
I'm sorry.
What more is there to
I'm
know?
sorry. He's acting like this girl was 2 years old when it happened. She was 22.
Yeah,
she
knows
has
what
eyes
happened.
and ears.
Yeah,
She's a full-grown adult.
like
Frontal lobe's not cooked, but she knows what's going on. You're not hiding that from a
I'm sure her
fucking
frontal
adult.
lobe is cooked now as
Oh,
well.
yeah.
So, like, what the hell?
Yeah. The final comments here, it says, your father is being ridiculous. It's your wedding and your dog can give you away if you want. Don't let him. Your step whore or your aunt bully you. Wait, don't let him, your step whore, or your aunt bully you. Uninvite them all if you wish. Quick question. If the wedding is a month away, why only 2 weeks of family politics? There's a family gathering to happen in 2 weeks. Oh, I want to face them all.
I'm not
This
facing
girl
them
said,
all.
your father disrespected your mother by cheating on her after long years of marriage. Ask him if it was worth it. You're totally not the asshole. I am saying this. Don't feel guilty. Hope you have a happy, happy marriage. Wow.
Just
tell
want to
him.
clear my name.
Yeah.
I feel like they're gaslighting me.
Just tell him that he's shown that he doesn't respect wedding vows. So why should he expect to have such an important part in your wedding? Oh! That's so true.
I'd be like, sorry, I don't want a bad omen on my wedding, and you, as someone that cheated and your marriage failed because of you, you're gonna put a bad omen on my marriage.
Yeah.
And I don't want that.
Actually.
So goodbye. You can't walk me down the aisle. I'm hexing you.
You're hexed and you're canceled from this wedding. Goodbye to him.
And he's also going around talking shit about you to everyone as well and making you look bad. So we can go actually.
The comments on like this is saying OP calling the mistress, who's a few years older than her stepmother, is wild. She would have been called mistress till the wheels fell off.
No, seriously. Stepmother?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. More like fucking step witch. I'd be so pissed.
No.
I don't know. I don't think I could ever accept if my dad divorced my stepmom right now and then married someone like 2 years older than me. I'd be like, Dad, you're so weird.
If my dad divorced my mom and married a girl my age, I'd be like, huh? Like, what do you mean?
Like, my dad
stop.
did marry the neighbor lady,
But that's okay.
But on
she
both
wasn't
ends,
fucking your age.
yeah, I was 4, so I hope not.
Your age now.
I mean, there was cheating on both ends, so it was fine. And also, I was 4, so I literally had no fucking idea what was going on.
Right. And it's not like, I'm sure if your mom had spiraled and was so, like, didn't have a job and, like, was raising the kids and, like,
yes,
was spiraling out about it, I'm sure you would have felt a different type of way about the situation.
Yeah.
But because it was pretty mutual.
And I
were
was
like,
literally so young. Like, I didn't even know that.
You were like,
I didn't even
T.
know a lot of this until, like, a couple years ago because
Oh.
I was so young that I don't fucking remember. Oh, my mom was like, oh, yeah, like, your dad dislikes beer and I don't really like beer, so we got a divorce. And I was like, I can't
wait, I
believe
love her for that.
And I thought that for so long, but, like,
You were like, I better marry someone who likes the same alcohol as me or we'll get divorced.
But then I, like, got older and I started remembering little things that like happened, and I was like, wait, they were married and somebody is cheating on somebody. And also, obviously, like, when my dad and my stepmom got married, and like, she lived across the street from us, and like, all growing up, they got married when I was like 7, and I was like, wait, you're marrying the lady across the street?
You didn't know they were even together?
No, I did, but it happened quick. Like, they started, like, publicly dating, like, whereas I knew, I'm sure everyone else knew, but I was fucking, like, 6.
Yeah,
and then they got married
wait a
quick.
minute.
Or maybe it just seemed like that for me because time was going by so fast as I was so small. But I was like, don't marry her. I told him. I said,
That's our neighbor.
I said... No, they were literally already, like, engaged. We were moving into our new house and everything with them. And I told my brother, like, I was, like, upset one day, and I was like, my dad was like, what's wrong? And then I was like, I'll tell my brother, and then he can tell you. I whispered in my brother's ear, I was like, I don't want him to marry stepmom, and then he was like, she doesn't want you to marry her, and then he's like, well, I have to, like, I'm already.
It's too late.
Yeah, it's too
Are
late.
they still married?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
They've
good.
been married for like 15. Wait, I'm 20 years.
Oh, I mean, yeah, you were 4. You
I
were
was
6.
7
Okay,
when they got
yeah,
married.
okay.
So yeah, 20.
That makes sense.
Okay,
Wow,
20 years.
good for them.
That's crazy.
And that's how you do it right. Make sure you just don't get along with your wife first.
wait, what?
To divorce. Wait, I don't know.
I don't know either. Don't get along with.
I don't know. That didn't make any sense. I be saying the craziest shit on here sometimes. I'm like, and that's how you do it. You just don't look at them. And you're like, what? And I'm like, I don't know.
What happened? I'm confused,
Me too,
girl.
Oh my god, these were good ones.
Yeah, they were good ones. I like the updates too, because I like to. Sometimes it's like leaves on a cliffhanger, and I'm like, wait, but I want to know what happened.
No, I want to know what happened at the wedding. Like,
Oh yeah, same. Wait, when is this original post?
Oh.
Whoa, May 31st, 2025. So the wedding hasn't even happened yet. May 31st is when she wrote this post.
Wait, no, because why did I click the original post and it's archived?
Because it's archived.
Why?
Because somebody probably deleted it or removed it from Am I the Asshole? Because they do that. It's so stupid.
But it was like 4 days ago.
4 days later. Yeah, June
I am
4th.
not. Wait. Let me go to this person's. Their account has been suspended.
That's annoying. I wonder why. That's so annoying.
Wait, I want to know what happened. Oh, I'm stressed out that we don't know what happened.
Well, we can't because the update was June 4th, which is their family reunion hasn't even happened yet. Or whatever.
Wait,
Nothing's happened in her life. It's been 5 days. Sunshine and serenity.
Yeah, no, I know. They're suspended.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, well, I'm literally bookmarking this so we can talk about this
I get
again.
mad when people, like, why did you remove it? It was removed by Reddit's filters.
I think that because she was suspended. I think the account was suspended.
That's
Probably her fucking dad. Her dad probably saw the post and was like, "No."
Probably.
And you know what is so crazy? I would not know how to find a person on Reddit.
How the fuck do you find people on Reddit?
I would never know. My username
It's
on
like
Reddit is like something so like financial.
Toast 1, 2, 3, kiss me in the face.
Like this is our socializing Reddit, which is crazy. But like
mine's
actual
low topic.
yeah.
What
I
the
guess if
fuck
you're
does
like
that mean?
logging into someone's computer,
Mm-hmm.
but how is her dad doing that?
Well, you just made that up. That's
know.
not actually real.
But how do you? I would never know how to find like Matt's Reddit
I know, me either. Unless I went on his phone and saw and opened up the Reddit app.
and like wrote it down on a fucking piece of paper. Because why are they the craziest things?
Yeah, they're the craziest
Mine's like
names.
financial ad 634-321
Yeah.
_ 62.
I know, it's crazy.
Like unless they make, I guess you can make a name.
Yeah, you can. But mostly people don't because it's like kind of supposed to be anonymous, I feel like. Because usually you're writing like a shit post.
That's so embarrassing.
And like venting.
Yeah.
I've never once posted on Reddit like asking for advice.
I
about
posted
something.
on Reddit about for the bugs, for the fruit flies.
Oh, well, that's fine. But I'm saying like a situation that's happened in my life because I always wonder like why? Because there's just so many. I would call my mom. I would talk to you about it. Like I would talk to Jack. I would talk to so many people before I posted on Reddit.
I was right.
Oh my God, it really is financial ad. That's crazy. Financial ad is the weirdest name.
Oh, I have a request.
Slay. They're
I
kinda
saw your
salty.
message about the flies.
Oh.
Are you in Orlando? I am in a condo and moved out because of them. Just moved to another condo and I feel like Followed Me Urge's place has them.
Wait,
No,
the
I'm
flies
not.
followed them to the next place that they moved into?
I guess. I don't know because this is so unrelated to like literally anything, but we're talking about the fact that I have fruit flies at my house and I posted on Reddit because I don't think we've ever talked about that, but
Mm,
I
yeah, I
really
think
do
so.
feel like they'd follow me everywhere I go.
You'd think?
I feel like anywhere I am, I don't ever see them here. But
Mm-mm.
like if I'm at a restaurant or anywhere else, there's a fucking fruit fly near me. And I'm like, are they coming out of my ass?
They
'Cause
only
where are they
come
coming
when
from?
I like leave the food, like the cat food out. They'll come. If I leave out the like cat wet food,
Yeah.
one will come. But I always wonder, like, how do they come? Not CUM,
Well-
but COME.
How do they come?
Like,
It depends
why
on
do
what
they know?
are. It depends on what breed they are. Like
Are
if
they
they're
breeding out of the food?
That's what I'm trying to
They're
figure out
just
because
from
Matt's
thin
like,
air?
we have to take out the trash every day. I'm like, are they in the trash we're
Trash?
throwing away? Because if that's the case, I'm never eating food again.
Yeah.
I don't know what. I'll just eat fucking liquids.
Wait, what? Why?
Because, like, what do you
'Cause
mean
you-
that flies are growing out of my trash?
I know. That's what I'm
Does
so
that mean I'm
confused about.
eating flies?
No.
Like, you know how if you have, like, a bag of... This is so crazy.
Yes. How
Like-
do maggots
like if
just
you
come
have
about?
like a zip-locked bag of meat and then there's maggots in it, what do you mean?
How?
Is there fly eggs in my meat?
Right. Where did they
'Cause
come from?
I'm not Googling it, because if that's true,
There's definitely
lying.
not.
then where do they come from?
Don't know.
That's the only thing that could be true, is that the flies have laid eggs in the meat.
Do you really think?
What is the other alternative? They go through the bag? There's that many. First of all, there has to be a fly. I've never had a house fly in my house. Well, I'm just talking maggots. I'm not talking fruit flies. I'm talking like regular size black fly. You know? Like a big fly.
I've had a fly.
Well, I probably had a fly too, but not enough to be growing maggots.
Yeah.
Like one time we didn't clean out our rice cooker for like a month and there was rice in it and there was maggots in there.
You know how like rice gets toxic after sitting for like
I know.
not
Well,
that
we
long.
we
Like,
were
if
like out of
you-
town a bunch and forgot that
if
we
you
even
made
had rice.
like it's weird because you wouldn't think rice, but
No,
if
I
you
know you
made
can't
rice
eat it.
and then you ate it the next day, like you left it out and ate it the next day,
Left it out is crazy.
it's so like I don't know what's in it, but like some bacteria will make you sick as hell.
I'm also. Oh my god! Wait, not them responding so quick to my message.
Oh my god, that's so funny. They probably got a notification.
Oh, true. Okay, that's fair. Not hey. Oh my god. Hey, girl. Sad necessary 134.
What?
I don't know. I'm calling them out. Shout out.
Like someone's gonna
biggest
be
fan-
like, "Oh my god, that's my
biggest
friend."
fan on Reddit is about my fruit flies. Should we look up where flies come from?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh god. Okay. So this is what I said to ChatGPT. I said, "Hey girl, can you tell me how it's possible if I ziplock a bag of raw chicken? How can there be maggots in there if the bag is sealed? ... She said, "Hey girl, okay, so gross, but let's get into it. If you really had maggots in a sealed Ziploc bag of raw chicken, here's how that could possibly happen." I love the way that this thing talks to me. 1, it was already contaminated. Maggots don't just appear out of nowhere. They come from fly eggs. If a fly laid eggs on the chicken before it was put into the Ziploc, like at the butcher shop, store, or even in your kitchen, and then you sealed it, those eggs could hatch inside the sealed bag. Which is what I said, right?
Mhm.
Okay. 2, it wasn't kept cold enough. If the chicken sat at room temperature or got warm at some point, like during transport, or if your fridge isn't super cold, that could give those eggs the warmth they need to hatch into maggots. 3, the bag wasn't totally sealed. Okay, no shit. 4, they're not actually maggots. Okay, so the only way that
is if something
is,
laid eggs.
yeah, so that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Wait, it says TLDR, most likely eggs were already there when the chicken was packed or right before you sealed it. Flies are sneaky. If this happens to you, toss the chicken, bleach the area, and scream into the void. Want help drafting a Karen level complaint to the store?
Yes.
I love my ChatGPT. That is a queen.
I'm dead.
So moral of the story is there's fly eggs on our food. Bye.
Okay, love you.
Love you guys.
See you
See
later. Talk to you in the next episode.
Send this one to your step whore.
Not the step whore.